What is the power of working together for a common good?
I used to jump at every single thing and every sub-story. I tried to be the solution to everybody's needs. And after a while, you get very weary yourself, very tired, and almost resentful. So I would say that one great advantage of collaboration is one, the diffusion of the emotions. For me, that's very. You can take more informed, more seasoned, and more, intelligent decisions, because someone else is looking at what you want to do and you can share ideas. Second advantage that immediately comes to my mind is the fact that together we can do more. For example, you may be able to afford, let's say, 10,000 naira. When we collaborate, you raise 100,000, and that pays a whole term's fees. And it's not the, let me use the Nigerian parlance, kick and start, one child is in school today, stops tomorrow, because the sponsor is either weary or has limited resources, his or herself. So collaboration helps us to pool resources, and with additional resources, with more resources, it's more impactful and it goes the longer mile. Another immediate advantage of corporates coming into things like this, and let me, when I use the word corporate, I use it loose, because a corporate can be a corporate organization or a corporate body, a more organized body. As I said, I've tried to do things on my name, and I know how far that to be. It wasn't entirely 100% success story. But when I went through an organization and I removed myself from it and collaborated with other people, I was surprised at the impact. One, it was more structured, it was more organized, and it was more impactful. So we cannot, I've served on the board of UBA Foundation and a few other foundations, and I know that people pulling their 10,000s together, there is a synergy in that pool that has a greater impact than someone going it alone.
In a society where kids live in slums, we are the slum. Especially if you are an elite in that society, you are actually the slum. You may imagine that because your kids are not in a slum, you're better off. You're no better off. They actually are in a slum because we've not done our work. An acknowledgement is where it all starts. You have to understand to what extent you are culpable. It's not a favor you are doing to those kids. It's your responsibility to end their suffering. I did speak briefly at an event before coming here, and somebody asked me what was my favorite book, and I said it was Khalil Gibran, the Prophet, and I then went on to quote a section from it, where it says that you give but little when you give of your possessions. It's when you give of yourself that you truly give. What I find incredibly powerful is that everyone in the special foundation has actually invested themselves in the process. So it's not a check you just written. And the moment you invest yourself in anyone, you start to become one with the person. You no longer can touch and go. You start to feel their pain. And that's the real takeaway from me today. I feel like writing a check is never going to be enough. Some of the proprietors and principals, they come to the slum and see for yourself. And I think it's part of the process that you've done very well. To ask, what can corporates do? I think the biggest problem with corporate is that many of us go out and we do everything possible to be successful, especially things that are harmful to society, things that would then create slum, so that we can be successful without thinking about it. And then when we're done creating slum and we're successful, we then go back and start to write checks to fix the problem with cost. I have a problem with that. I think a corporate has an obligation in the process of building itself to do things such a way that it does not leave slums behind. It does not create poverty. It does not destroy the society. We need to go and set up a foundation to fix it.
for me, it's because it's not about me. It's about the children and getting people, basically enlisting people to form a coalition to support as many children as possible. And so that's why I joined, and everybody I can, I try to pull in to join as well. And you don't actually have to be present all the time. So however you want to support in terms of finances, in terms of your time, advice, networking, advocacy. In terms of just speaking, you never know, just speak to one person. Imagine if everybody in this room was supporting one child in one way or another. We're talking about trying to reach 100,000 children. Well, each one lift one. We try to make sure that what we're doing is above board, and anyone that wants to see our books can see them. And on an annual basis, we ensure that we do our accounts. So that is part of what we think is makes this sustainable. So it's an institution we're building, and not just about a few people gathered together. So yes, I would say that should help in the long run. Thank you.
That's so important. An institution as opposed to an individual trying to pursue a dream. Powerful. Thank you so much to the fantastic panelists you had this evening.